everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing really well and welcome back to another video. Okay, so for today's video, I'm going to be showing you how I got this autumn makeup look. It's really super easy to do. I'm definitely no pro. I'm not really the best when it comes to eyeshadows especially, but I've kind of gone for a more of a browny, reddy, coppery kind of eye and a brown red lip. So if you want to see how I did this makeup look, then just keep watching. So to start off with, I've just started by moisturising my skin, and to do that I've used the L'Oreal Hydrogenius Aloe Water moisturiser. I've been really liking this at the moment and I used it in my last makeup video, and yet it's working really well for me at the moment. So I've used that to start off with moisturising, and then I've used just a plain Vaseline on my lips, the original one, just to moisturise my lips, and then I'm going to move on to primer. Okay, so the primer I'm going to be using today is the Nip and Fab Unicorn Essence Primer. I've been really liking this. It's pink, it's got glitter in, it's really pretty, and yeah, so I'm just going to squeeze some of this out and pop it onto my skin. Okay, so now that I've primed my skin, I'm going to move on to foundation, and the foundation that I'm going to be taking today is the EX1 Invisiwear foundation. I've been really liking this at the moment. It's more of a medium coverage foundation opposed to the high coverage foundations that I normally go for, but I've been having quite good skin time at the moment. I haven't got any like really bad breakouts or anything, so a medium coverage foundation has been working quite well for me. But again, you can just take your favourite foundation, any will do, and this is in the shade 1. I normally get 2, but I must have got 1 for some reason by seeing it. So yeah, I'm just gonna dot this all on my face. I've started off by 1 pump. I'll add more if I need to add more in a minute, and then I'm going to take my beauty blender. It's disgusting, please ignore that, and I'm just gonna blend it all out into my skin. Okay, so as you saw, I did end up using a little bit more of the foundation. I probably used about another half a pump just on my cheeks where I wanted a little bit more coverage, and this does build up quite well, so if you do want an extra layer, then it's really nice to put an extra layer on and it kind of doesn't like cake up or anything. Okay, so then I'm going to move on to concealer, and the concealer I'm going to be using today is the Lasting Perfection by Collection. This is an old one now, as you can see, it's all rubbed off, but this is really cheap. You can literally buy it from like Boots, Superdrug, like anywhere that sells makeup really does this, and it's really cheap. I think it's like $2.99 or $3.99, and it's really good. It's really high coverage. So I'm just going to pop that under my eyes and on the bridge of my nose, also a little bit on my forehead and on my chin, and a little bit on the cupid's bow. And then I'm just going to take my beauty blender again just to blend that out. Okay, so now that the concealer is all blended out, I'm going to move on to powder, and the powder I'm going to be using today is the Too Faced Primed and Poreless powder. This is really nice. It's more of like a white cast powder, but it is translucent. It doesn't obviously come across white on your face. I'm just going to take a big powder brush, again this is from Too Faced, and just pop that all over my skin just to set the foundation and concealer into place. And then moving on to bronzer, the bronzer I'm going to be taking today is the Tarte Park Avenue Princess bronzer. I absolutely love this bronzer, it's one of my favourites. I love the kind of colour that it's got, and I'm just going to take this blush brush from Real Techniques and put it in the contours of my cheeks. I take it on my forehead, just a little bit. Okay, so now that that is blended out, I'm going to move on to blush, and the blush that I'm going to be taking today is the MAC Peachy Keen. If you watched my autumn favourites video, you would have seen that in there, but I'm going to be using this today obviously because I'm doing a autumn makeup look, and this matches with my dress like perfectly. It's a really nice like I said, autumn colour, and I just think this is really nice for just a little flush of blush. Okay, so now I've done my blush, I'm going to move on to my favourite part of makeup, which is highlight. So the highlighter I'm going to be using today is from the Anastasia Glow Kit in Sun Dipped, and I'm going to be using this colour, which is Summer. It's the lightest shade in here because I'm quite pale at the moment. And obviously it's not summer, it's autumn. I'm going to be using an autumn. So I'm going to take it onto the, well, it is the Anastasia like highlight brush. I'm not too sure which one it's called. I'm just going to take that, I'm going to put it on my Cupid's bow. On my tip of my nose and on the actual bridge of my nose, and then on my cheekbones. Okay, and then because I'm super extra and I'm absolutely obsessed with highlights, I'm going to take another one. And you don't need to do this, there's literally no reason why you need two highlighters, but I just kind of like the colour that they make when they kind of blend together. And this is the Laura Geller Gilded Honey highlight. So I'm just going to pop that on my cheekbones. I'm not going to put this on my Cupid's bow or my nose. I just kind of like how it blends in with the colour on my cheekbones. So I'm just going to pop some of this on. And then I'm just going to take this big fluffy brush and just blend both of them colours together, just so that there's no harsh edges or any lines between both of the highlights. And I'm just going to do that on my nose and my Cupid's bow as well. Okay, so that's the highlight done, and I know a lot of people will probably think that I didn't need to use both highlighters, but when it comes to the glow and the highlight, I think more is more for me. And yeah, I don't know why, but I really like wearing two highlighters. I like the colour of them both together. So yeah, so now I'm going to move on to eyebrows, and the eyebrow pencil I'm going to be using today is the NYX Micro Brow Pencil. I'm going to do my brows off camera just because I just can't do them whilst looking up. I kind of have to look down and get like really close to the mirror. So I'm just going to do my eyebrows and then I will come back once they're finished. Okay, so now that my eyebrows are all done, I'm going to just carve them out with some concealer, and I'm just going to use the Lasting Perfection again by Collection to do that. And I'm just going to take this kind of like flat brush and just pop a little bit on and just go around the bottom of my eyebrow with it, just to kind of clean it up and make them look a little bit neater. Okay, and now that my brows are all done, I'm just going to take the concealer again and just pop this a little bit on my eyes, just to kind of prime my eyes and use it as a bit of an eye primer. And then I'm just going to take my Beauty Blender again and just blend that out. Okay, so now that my brows and my eye base is done, it's time to move on to the eyeshadow, and this is the part that actually makes it a autumn look in my opinion. So I'm going to be using two palettes today, and the first palette I'm going to start off with using is the Naked Heat palette, and then I'm going to go into the Too Faced Chocolate Gold palette just to use a couple of colours from each, because I feel like both of these palettes are very autumnal. Okay, so I'm going to start off with the Naked Heat palette first, and I'm going to go into the colour Sourced. And I'm going to take that on a little blending brush. This is really small. Again, this is from Too Faced. And I'm going to put this into my crease and just blend it all out. Okay, so once that's done, I'm going to then go into the colour Chaser. And I'm just going to take that on the same brush. And this is just a kind of more like really pale nude colour, and I'm just going to pop this again where I've just popped that Sourced colour, and I'm just going to kind of blend around the edges just so that there's no harsh lines. Okay, so once that's done, I am then going to take the colour He Devil, and I'm going to take this on my... This is the Naked 3 brush that comes with the Naked palette, and I'm going to use this more fluffy side, and I'm just going to take a tiny little bit of that colour and I'm going to pop it on the outer part of my eye, just in the very outer corner, and I'm just going to kind of blend that into the middle a little bit and then into the crease. It looks a little bit messy at first, but trust me, it will all come together in the end once it's all blended and we've got the other colours on. Then I'm just going to take another Too Faced brush and just blend that out a little bit more, just so it blends into the other colours that we've put on. Okay, so once that's all blended, I'm going to go into the chocolate gold palette from Too Faced, and I'm going to go in with this So Bougie colour. Yeah, So Bougie colour. It's just like a really good transition colour, and I'm going to take this again on another fluffy brush. This is from Zoeva, and I'm just going to pop that again a little bit more in the crease, just to kind of blend all of the colours. Then going back to the chocolate gold palette from Too Faced, I'm going to go in with this colour, which is Classy and Sassy. It's really nice, kind of like burnt copper colour. And I'm going to take this on another like flat eyeshadow brush, and I'm going to pop that in the middle of my lid and kind of going into the inner corner. And I kind of want to blend it into that other Snatch colour, I think it was called, as well. And then for my under eye, I'm going to take that He Devil colour again from the Naked Heat palette, and I'm going to take that on a little pencil brush, and I'm just going to blend this under both of my eyes. And then using the Too Faced palette again, I'm just going to go in with this Cocoa Truffle colour, and I'm going to pop this again on the same little pencil brush, and I'm just going to pop that as well under my eye, more in the outer part, just so it doesn't look like I've got bruised red eyes underneath. And then lastly, I'm just going to take another fluffy blending brush and just blend all of that underneath my eye, just so that it's all blended and that it doesn't look so harsh. Okay, so once that's blended out, all I have to do then is to do my wing, and like I said in my last makeup video, I have been using eyeshadow to do my wing as opposed to eyeliner. I just think it looks a little bit more softer, and in my opinion it's actually easier to do. So for that, I'm going to take my Nude Tudes palette by The Balm, and I'm going to take this serious colour. I don't want to get it everywhere because there's black eyeshadow literally all over this palette. And I'm going to take my Zoeva winged liner brush. I'm just going to pop this onto my eye. I'm going to do this off camera again because I can't do wings on camera, so I'm just going to quickly do my wing and then we'll be back for mascara. Okay, so now that my wings are done, I'm going to be moving on to mascara, and the mascara I'm going to be using today is the Roller Lash by Benefit. This is one of my favourite mascaras. I really like how it lengthens and volumizes at the same time, so I'm just going to pop some of this onto my upper lashes and my bottom lashes. Okay, so I've just added the mascara onto my top lashes. I'm not a huge fan of false eyelashes. I don't feel like they suit me, but if you are, this would be a perfect time to add the falsies on now. I just feel like it makes my eyes look even smaller than they are already, so I tend to pass on the false eyelashes. Okay, and then the last thing to do is to move on to lips, and the lip combo I'm going to be using today is MAC Soar Lip Liner and then MAC Velvet Teddy Lipstick. This is just a classic like lip combo, and I'm going to be using it today because I thought it would look nice with the eyes. So I'm going to just take the lip liner first and just go over and line my lips with this. And then I'm just going to apply the lipstick. Okay, so this is the finished look and I really hope you've all liked today's video. As always, don't forget to like the video, subscribe if you haven't already, and leave me any video suggestions that you have in the comments. And yeah, I will see you all in my next video. Thanks for watching, bye!